Alright, what's going on, everybody? It's been a few weeks on the veggie garden, so I figured I'd do another update. But this is in the front yard. Basically, we just put some cardboard down and piled up some of the garden soil on top of it, and then planted into it. So these are some sunflowers that we got rocking. I did beans in the middle of tomatoes. These were the volunteer tomatoes that just popped up in the bed, and I transplanted them. These 3 rows are those. So those were all unplanned tomatoes, which are now just kind of getting their first row of the trellising there. I got to come through and probably do a second row, but the ones on the end are taller than the ones in the middle, so I'm kind of waiting for them to catch up. This row I did a little better job of matching them, but these are all the heirloom Roma tomatoes from Cascadian grown, that Melliflora, I think is the seed company. So yeah, shout out to them. These are beautiful plants. Never been a fan of growing tomatoes, but these are fun to grow. So I got this row here is a little taller. And as you can see, I pruned them up along the stalks there, kind of mainlining them, and then run the trellising around them like that. And it holds them pretty good. I mean, they were tipped over. They're standing up now. So and this row here needs its 3rd row of trellis, but yeah, I'm real proud of these. They look absolutely beautiful. I haven't found anything munching on them, knock on wood. The leaves are all just beautiful, whole. It's throwing, I gave it some maxi crop, and they started really throwing a lot of flowers now. So once I started seeing the flowers, I just poured some of that maxi crop on them. It's high in the potassium and micronutrients, but then these are all the giant sunflowers. So these are the mammoth ones, and then this row up here, these will be like different colored ones, like maroon and I don't know, orange and stuff like that. But yeah, so that's the front garden bed there. I'm really happy how these are going. They're just kicking butt. Alright, so this is the main part of the garden. Probably the most recent stuff. I had started some later cauliflower and broccoli. I don't know how that's going to work, but my goal is to try to harvest that come the fall. I think I might have started them too soon with the heat, but pickles are rocking. Those are pickling cucumbers. Lettuce got way overgrown, started flowering. I got to come in and cut that. Peppers are kicking butt. This front bed here didn't really take too well on the germination for the carrots, so I had carrots in between all these, but pretty sparse. We did get a nice cutting of the cilantro. Beets are finishing out here in the pots. Strawberries are pretty well done throwing their stuff, and then our volunteers kind of perking up. I cut a branch off right here, and it kind of fell down. Took a couple branches off her, but she's fine. I don't know if it's a her yet either, but we're hopeful thinking, so wishful thinking. But yeah, so I did broccolis all along here. Those are all like broccoli, cauliflower, and then the watermelon's really growing up and around the bend there. Pretty excited about that. We got we got some watermelons growing in here. Pretty cool. I got some that'll be hanging up above me that just kind of got pollinated. Trying to move the camera slow, but there's another watermelon, another cantaloupe. But yeah, it's starting to really take hold in the pathway. They're almost touching now, so but yeah, more peppers. We did harvest some lettuce, a lot of onion in there. These are some more of the Roma tomatoes that same as in the front there. These were started at the same time as those back 2 rows. And yeah, and these got, you know, naters already sitting on them. So these ones here are cherry tomatoes, and there's a 2 of them I got from my neighbor, which these are the black prints, I think. So I'm pretty sure those will turn a dark color. I don't know. He probably watched this. He might even make a comment on it. But and then these other ones are it was called Mexico Midget, and I think that's kind of a indeterminate cherry or something too. So that one's not the midget of the bunch for sure. I don't know if that was just a joke on the name, but I think these are radishes, or not, yeah, radishes that went to flower on me, but I don't know. We were kind of kicking around if those were just a fucked up version of a Brussels sprout that went into bolting too soon. I don't know. Probably gonna pull them out, but they seem to be attracting the pollinators, so I like seeing that. Beets in the middle. This is another mammoth sunflower. Some cucumbers. These are the slicing cucumbers, because that was a topic. You know, all cucumbers are pickles, or all pickles are cucumbers, but I don't know. It's just a funny topic. So there's slicing cucumbers and there's pickling cucumbers. That's the difference. These are the other watermelon, the sugar babies. They're a little slower going behind, but they're just getting up to the archway now. But there's a couple melons set on each one of them too. Trying to think, we got jalapenos coming. There's a lot of peppers starting to set in. I think we had 30 pepper plants-ish. I don't know. There's like 45 tomatoes. This is the one that had the septoria on it, and yeah, I gave it some humic acid and some that fish brew biology, the aquatic biology, and that calcium nitrate from BioEgg, the amino acid with the calcium. And then sorry if that's shaded, and then I cut all the yellow branching off. So these are determinate tomatoes to my knowledge, so I probably shouldn't have cut all the foliage off, but anyway, I cut all the yellow spots out of it. This is the one that these had the septoria. And then yeah, adding the humic acids and the calcium, and seem to really get them to bop up. They're I don't see the yellow spot anymore. I don't see anything going with them. I did find on one of the walk over here quick, but I did find some spider mites starting on this one here, which is a cherry tomato, but it's absolutely gorgeous in color. And it was one of the lower leaves, and it was maybe like a cluster of about 2 dozen of them on one leaf. And I got them out of there, cut them out of there, and squished them, and I haven't seen any come back. But yeah, the color on these tomatoes is really amazing. They almost have it's got like a waxy look to it. So those also got that humic acid and the calcium amino acid. So some of the stuff from BioEgg rocking, but these broccolis I cut a few of them out of here. I think these are probably not going to form too well. I don't know, I think they just shifted into their bolting. We got 90-degree temperatures today. We've had them for a few weeks, so I had some other ones. These are replants, or the second row for the fall harvest, so hopefully those will form a nice head to the broccoli, and we can get a broccoli or cauliflower out of it. I got one that got tore up back here. There were some caterpillars on them. We found them, pulled them off, but yeah, they did a pretty good number on it. These are more cucumbers there. We got peas that are kicking, and we got garlic coming along, carrots. This is probably the best bed of carrots where I had the best germination, but you can kind of see it's like in the, it gets sun, but it gets kind of shade too, so it's like a little nicer for them. So yeah, I think that's all 6 beds there. Everything's been kicking. We've been making some salads and pulling some stuff out of the garden already, so that's kind of cool. I don't think I missed any. These were 3 more of the Romas. Yeah, all the peppers. Cool. So like, that's the main part of the garden, and then off to the side of this shed here we did, this is the potato patch, which had some of the oats growing in it from oats or barley, whatever was in the straw from last year that we put down. This year we had all the leaves that we put down from the trees, and that's pretty well been keeping it under control, I guess, as far as that, and the potatoes really outgrowing and outpacing everything. But yeah, these just finished flowering, and I'm just starting to see now where they're getting some like yellowing on the bottom of the leaves, in the bottom leaves of the plant, and so they're just starting to kind of shift over, I think, into their spud production. So I might have to get in here with the I got a cement sprayer or whatever, so I can reach in there and spray over them. I might give them a dose of some of that amino acid too, just to see if I can change that leaf color. It might have been from the heat. Like I said, we've had real hot weather too, but been doing pretty good keeping them watered. Yeah, I was curious to see if there would be different flowers between the different potatoes. There's like 3 different kind of potatoes in here, but I've only seen white flowers so far. I could have swore last year on the red potatoes they were purple. So I don't know, maybe somebody will know that in the chat, in the comments or whatever, but yeah, we should have a shit ton of potatoes. There's the rhubarb, which is growing back. We already harvested, made some pies with that, with the strawberries, so, but that's the potato patch. Alright, and this is the last section that kind of runs along my fence here on the one side of the yard. We found seed potatoes that we had saved from last year's season, and we couldn't find them. They were in the garage. We didn't find them, so we went and got new potatoes and seed from the store, and that's got planted. And then yeah, anyway, so these are a little behind. We ended up finding them, and they had all the big long finger things coming off them, you know, and I wasn't sure what to expect, so we just planted them, but all those fingers just turned green, started throwing leaves, and started shooting them up. So I think these potatoes will probably going to be the best to harvest, but I think I might still get a harvest. Hopefully they'll make it to flower. These ones made it to flower here in about a month, so but you can see some of the little white flowers on them, I think. But yeah, same thing here too. They're a little yellow at the bottom, but my corn, that's the bodacious sweet corn, and then knee high we got 4th of July, and these are the beans in between. I probably planted those a little tight. So I noticed when the girls get in here to harvest some of the beans, they're stepping on my corn. But I was kind of hoping the corn would get big enough. Like, these are big enough where you're not gonna, you know, step on them or whatever. But yeah, I didn't get through here and weed or nothing. It's just been letting them kind of go and do their thing. Some of the corn did a little better, some than others. This is in more thicker grass, but you can see the corn just starting to poke up above it now. But yeah, corn and beans, potatoes, and all the 3 zucchinis that are buried in here. This one, I kind of thought these things would shoot up and grow, but they, I don't know, they really didn't like it in here too much. And I probably should have knocked some of the weeds back, but this one's probably doing the best. And there is a zucchini down in there. I'm not gonna be able to get it on camera, but yeah, next year I think we'll do a little better job of kind of keeping the I guess the non-edible plants out of here as best we can. But I was kind of seeing how it went under that idea, like more roots, more diversity, more healthier plants, and just kind of using that line of thinking versus like kill everything and wipe the slate clean and till it and go plant into it. So I think we'll get a pretty decent yield out of it, some corn and some stuff, enough to feed our family. So, and of course I can't leave out the compost pile. So this spring I flipped and kind of started doing half the compost, and then I got to the center here and it was pretty well, they used soil and a lot of rock I was going to sift out, but then I left it and now we got all these volunteers. So I think these are like zucchinis and squashes and different things that are growing in the compost pile, and so I make sure I keep it watered. I actually like it because I think the compost pile is going to function a lot better when I got kind of a water meter for it right here. If these things start getting all wilty and shit, I know that my pile's pretty dry. Another volunteer, I'm probably going to cut that out because right there is my front street, and yeah, that's direct line of view, probably not the best. So I cut a clone off it. I'm going to call him Oscar. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl, but I'll cut it out of there. But yeah, there's stuff growing all over the pile here. We even got tomatoes popping up in there and whatever. We're just kind of letting it go to see what it does, and push come to shove, we can feed the dogs with the squashes and stuff. So anyway, hope everybody has a great week and had a great holiday, and peace and love always. Appreciate you checking these out. If you got comments, please leave them. It's awesome to interact, and yeah, have a great week, guys.